I think, the two definitely are related, but they complemented each other, and, both were out in the field. So it was great to be able to get that exposure. And also, as a plant engineer, I managed several small capital projects, all the way from, bringing in contractors, sizing the equipment, to actually the installation and commissioning. So, that was also kind of nice to get that project management experience as well. And at the same time, when I was, going to school at UCLA. So, I was taking some of the principles that I learned in class, and then tried to, implement that in the workplace. Some of the leadership skills, some of the communication skills, the time management, project management, just monitoring deadlines, as well as, cash flow. Those are all some of the skills that I took from the classroom and applied into the workspace. And I think it was a great learning experience as well.
You mentioned, so there's a big thing Ryan mentioned there was SAP. In your work career, a lot of firms or a lot of companies will be using this software called SAP. Right now, SAP has kind of followed Ryan into his work at Accenture. Would you mind telling the audience what SAP is? And then let's transition into how you got your first role at Accenture.
Yeah, so SAP is an ERP, so it's an enterprise resource platform. So it kind of helps you manage, in my case, a lot of your manufacturing, inventory, right? So right now, a big deal for, most companies are digitizing a lot of their work processes. Instead of writing, work orders by hand, you want to be able to log your defect into a computer, so, everybody can kind of view and also remediate these defects, or, understand, hey, like, what are my problem areas in my facility? So is the same pump, breaking at a more frequent interval? So, like, how are we, operating this? Is this properly being operated? So it kind of gives you visibility and insight into your manufacturing facility's performance, right? As we become more data-driven, it's incredibly important for a company to really understand their investments in their assets, and being able to understand how the performance over time either, increases in terms of reliability or decreases because, you don't have visibility to your equipment. Equipment downtime is actually one of the biggest contributing factors to operating costs for a company. So SAP is a platform that helps you manage that. A company that has a well-integrated and well-defined and used implemented SAP program could tell you exactly how much money they're losing in production. And they could tell you exactly when to replace a piece of equipment. They could tell you the asset strategy. So should it be, there's some equipment that you should run till failure, right? Because if you keep replacing the equipment, it's too expensive. So, all of that value analysis can be done as long as you have the data to be able to access it. So that's where I kind of leveraged my experience in SAP as a user in the field into my role at Accenture, which is more as a practitioner, right? Understanding from the industry perspective how it works in industrial settings. And it can be, applied to utilities as well.
Yeah.
Life sciences, high tech, anything that kind of requires maintenance and reliability, these principles can all apply. And that's kind of what I learned in consulting, is that, my experience as a plant engineer, yes, I'm a hydrogen expert, but, I also have a lot of experience, translatable skills in asset management, right? I know what condition monitoring is. I know what preventative maintenance is, and I know how to drive the behaviors and pull the levers that will help your organization achieve that.
Yeah.
And it really, but for Accenture, it's such a big company and they have so many different clients and projects that it's also been a learning journey for me as well, right? I've been thrown into many different types of engagements for different industries, and just being able to learn kind of intricacies and the details of each single industry at a very quick pace, and kind of becoming an expert in it has been a very big challenge, but it's also been extremely rewarding and exciting for me to work in such a fast-paced environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was working at Air Products, I'm kind of working with the same assets.
Mm-hmm.
I have, hey, these 65 pumps are under my control, and I know the exact condition for every single one of them. Well, in consulting, you can't really do that, right? Like, you're not being able, sometimes they don't even have data available. So you have to really make quick, decisive decisions based on the information that you do have. And I think that's what's been kind of the biggest challenge, but also the most rewarding experience at Accenture, is that fast-paced environment, helping out clients, listening to their problems, and being able to tailor-make a solution based on the industry leading principles.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good point. So the fascinating thing about consulting is that there's a wide kind of array of clients you'll be working with, right? So Accenture, they'll be working with a ton of clients from, say, like your Alphabets, your Metas, all the way to clients like your Chevron or a railway transportation company. So you're going to have, as a consultant, you're going to be working with so many different clients, and you're going to need to ramp up really quickly. So can we go into, Ryan, how does Accenture select what client or project you'll be put on? And then how do you ramp up and learn everything about that client so you can come in and assist them with their processes?